right. Well, looks like we are officially rolling. We are live, and so I would like to welcome everybody to the Garden Center Show webinar and virtual tour. My name's Heath Watson. I get to host this event. If you're having any issues with audio in particular, just make sure you have your audio turned on your computer, your device, just like you're watching any video online. You just need to control that volume yourself. If you have any questions throughout this virtual tour and webinar, feel free to comment in the chat box. But
Heath, I cannot see you anymore.
Yeah, Heath just totally dropped out. Our host dropped out.
Yeah, just be patient. You know how these things work. Every time is different, and we're from 4 different places, so that's also a reason why this is, but let's see if Heath, our host, can get back on.
Where are you from, Elisabetta?
Actually, so I live in Vicenza, which is a small. It's not such a small town, but no one ever really knows it. It's just 1 hour far from Venice, and it's between Milan and Venice in the Veneto area, and it's a small, quiet place. It's nice, and so this is my home base, but I travel a lot, so I'm always somewhere. Let's say this is the big plus of being able to work from a computer. Hi, Heath. You're
Hi.
back?
Am I back? Can everybody hear me now?
Yep, I can hear you.
All right. Yeah. All right. Well, Elisabetta, I saw your mouth moving, but I didn't hear anything for a while. So
I was just saying where I'm from. So.
All right. Well, great. Well, and has everybody else introduced themselves as well?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, go ahead, Mike and Jason. Why don't you introduce yourselves as well, and then I'll start again with what I was saying.
Yeah, my name is Michael Fiore, and I'm from Smith's Garden Town in Wichita Falls, Texas. So glad to be here today.
Wonderful.
Oh no. Okay, let's just go on with the introductions, and we'll see if he can solve his issue with the computer.
Oh, he has returned.
I'm back. I'm not sure why I keep coming and going, but all right, Jason, let's hear from you too, buddy.
All right, I'm Jason Robinson. I'm up in Canada, in a place called Kitchener. I'm about an hour away from Toronto for reference.
All right. Well, welcome all 3 of you and everybody else, of course. I'll try to give my little intro again. But my name's Heath Watson. I'm with the Garden Center Show, and the Garden Center Show, of course, is bringing you this webinar and virtual tour. The Garden Center Show will be returning to Milwaukee this August 8th, 9th, and 10th, and we're looking forward to another incredible show where we bring out the brightest minds and the hottest products with industry professionals and show specials, and there's a conference. And I think last year we had visitors from 42 states and 6 countries, if I remember correctly. So we're looking forward to another fantastic Garden Center show and conference. Also included in our Garden Center show is the ever popular Monday store tour, which this year will be happening on August 7th. On the store tour is when industry professionals, garden center owners, managers, we all come together. We hop on a number of buses and we go to a bunch of local garden centers together. Of course, it's a big day of networking, but it's a great day of inspiration and ideas while we tour a garden center in person. And as we tour the garden center in person, we get tons of ideas for signage, store layout. We talk to the owners and managers, and we share ideas about staff improvement and team building. So we talk about everything from promotions to POS systems to, again, the layout of your garden store. And it's a wonderful time to network and get inspired and share ideas. And so that's what happens on our garden center tours. So we had this idea of doing a virtual garden center tour with some stores that aren't so close to Milwaukee. So we'll be looking at a houseplant store in my hometown here in Florida. We'll also be in Italy looking at a large garden center.
Heath.
Oh
Just
no.
having a few technical difficulties.
Yeah, I'm afraid it's the video. So we're going to see a garden center in Italy. I will be showing it to you. And this is located in Vicenza, which is like I was saying, a small town not far from Venice. And this store has 7 stores actually in the whole north of Italy. So it's more like a chain store. It's not an independent store, but it's not either a big store. It's big, but you will see for yourself. And this will be the store in Italy. Then we'll go to see Michael's store. Actually, I'm not sure if you, Michael, want to present it. Just a couple of words about it, maybe.
Yeah, we'll be taking a look at Smith's Garden Town. We are a grower retailer in North Texas. We're on 26 acres of land with about 4 acres of greenhouses and a lot of outdoor space too. So we'll be checking that out.
And we'll also see you at this year Garden Center show, right? You will be hosting a keynote at our conference, right?
Yeah, I'll be one of the speakers at the show. We're going to be talking about video marketing. Our garden center has a big focus on social media. We're really big on TikTok. I think we're the largest garden center on TikTok in the world, probably. And then we do a lot of video marketing with all the other platforms. So if you guys are wanting, and we produce everything in-house. So if you're wanting to learn how to produce high quality, engaging videos for your customers and do it in-house for cheap and easy, that's going to really help reach a lot of people, then definitely come to that and check it out, and I'll keep it fun and interesting for you.
Okay. Well, you're back.
Great.
Sorry.
I'm back.
Okay, good. Good.
Anyway, hopefully I stay this time. So, but Elizabetta and Michael, thank you for chiming in. And Jason, were you able to chime in too? Because I couldn't see or hear whenever I'm gone.
Not yet, but if you want to continue.
Go right ahead since we already heard from the other two.
Well, I really enjoy like the local garden centers I was looking at, and I came across Gold Leaf Botanical. It's a startup, but they're very friendly, they're very warm, and they're great for this community. And just seeing the interactions between the people and this group was wonderful to see.
Wonderful. Well, great. Well, yeah. So I know I got.
All right.
Oh no.
I'm back. I'm not sure why I keep cutting in and out, but I know I got.
It looks like Andrea's saying we just need to probably start rolling the tape.
Yeah.
You may need to tap to unmute. My name is Heath Watson with the Garden Center Show. Garden Center Show will be coming back to you this August. We will be in Milwaukee, and welcome to our virtual tour. Plant stores in the entire world, seeds. And I'm here with Emily and Lily, and we've been asking them some questions here. So how long ago did you add the bar here to the store?
That was October, right after she opened, so...
Yeah,
I knew it was in the beginning, yeah.
After we moved into this.
After you moved into the new location, opened the bar, and how has the bar helped things? I know you talked about the vibe of just grabbing a beer and walking around, or wine, but how else?
I think it's a great addition, especially on like Friday, Saturday nights when we're open till 9. We do have regulars who come in
And just chill.
yeah, and you know, they will sometimes buy stuff, but you know, they do like to chill before they go and eat some dinner.
Yeah.
And if they don't get something before dinner, usually they will stop back in after and
Right.
grab something as well.
I mean, I've come in here shopping before, and I'm thirsty, and it's great.
Yeah, we've got an interesting selection, tons of craft beers and that sort of thing.
Right.
Also, like when you come into the store with somebody else who's not as into it, 9 times out of 10 they might be interested in the beer.
Right. I got you. I
So
got
if they're
you.
not into the plant, the decor, they'll probably go and have a drink.
Right. Yeah. Well, and it adds to the whole just welcoming feeling and that vibe that we spoke about before, and it just adds to that. You know, I mean, so many times when I'm walking in the store, I hear people coming in here bringing friends, saying, "Oh, you got to see this place. You got to come in," and it's just that just adds to the whole vibe.
Exactly. It's kind of like having a friend come over. You know, you just come in, you have a drink, you hang out, you just feel well.
Sometimes that's what people see our sign out there and they're like, a bar?
Right.
They don't even know it, so that's what sometimes we'll
They're
bring
like,
them in and
a
they're
bar
like,
full of plants?
Oh my gosh, yes, but like, look at all these plants, like
Right.
I didn't know this was here. So.
It's just a different concept.
Right. I love it. I love it. We're in the entrance of the store right when you come in. So this display area gets changed out a lot. And so, Emily, what are some of the new hot items that are selling right now?
Well, anything with color always does well in terms of plants. So
Uh-huh.
we always try to have a nice stock of anthuriums, something that's easy, does well inside, has lots of nice color, and has the potential to bloom all year round. So a lot of people really enjoy these guys and this
Love it.
display in general. I've had
Sure.
a couple customers look at this display with the drawers pulled out,
And it's just
I'm going to do that.
It's just
And I
an old chest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's a new chest, very nice chest, but it came in broken actually.
Oh,
but you
okay.
can't see that.
It looks
we
great.
always use everything, even if it's like damaged. We
Right.
always try to use it to the best of our ability. In terms of like pots and stuff, this frog pot
Ooh. I love frogs.
was back ordered for about 6 months. The first time we got it was February, and we finally got these back in. So these are always very popular. It's just a cute little thing. Everyone loves animals, as long as that's along with this snail here.
I love it.
On top of that, mushrooms are a huge thing. We have tons of little mushroom motifs everywhere.
Oh yeah, look at these mushrooms over here.
Got mushroom statues, mushroom lamps. I got mushroom measuring spoons. I guess we're back in the 70s.
We are
because-
kinda.
because everyone really needs mushrooms again.
Well, you do such a good job showcasing how the home decor and plants go together to
Yeah.
create a warm, welcoming vibe in your own home.
Yeah,
I love it.
definitely. We always try to incorporate both plants and non-plant items, like on the shelves. Like we put ceramics plus candles, whatever. Just try to mix it up so that it's not all stark, same, just plants, just candles here. I like to incorporate everything in a natural way.
Love it. I love it, Emily. All right, this is a beautiful space.
So back here we have our amazing showroom and our amazing green bookshelf that people love. We have all sorts of things on here. We have a great selection of books, you know, candles, even got some plants you can buy back here, and yes, they can be dark.
Yes, that's good to show that some plants don't need light.
Yeah, they really don't, and especially those guys. And they're great at purifying your air.
And you have a dog in a bag.
Yes, that's one of our newest additions. The dog actually comes out of the bag too, but it's attached by the tag, so you
Gotcha.
do have to buy it. in order
Gotcha,
to take
gotcha.
it out.
You can't take out the dog unless you buy it.
Yes. You can buy lamps.
Uh-huh.
You know, we have bottle openers.
I love
We
it.
even offer some kids' toys as well if you're looking for a cute little stuffed animal.
So it's house plants and so much more.
Yeah, we have
I
this
love it.
great fish bowl right here. People love this thing.
Right.
We will be getting more fish as well, so you can purchase those. Staircase, people love. We always get asked where we get this from. But like I said, even more plants you can buy back here.
Right. Love
Lots.
it. Love it, love it, love it. All right.
But yes, this is one of our favorite rooms. People love this room, and everything in it is pretty much for sale.
Well, wonderful. So there you have our first virtual tour stop, Seeds, in the wonderful town of my hometown in the lovely, delightful the Dunedin in Florida. And I heard one of the questions here. I see one of the questions: how many square feet does Seeds have? Seeds is small. It's just over 1,000 square feet. So they really pack in a lot to a small space. One of the fantastic things about Seeds is they've created a place where the locals and people who are here visiting, because our city is a wonderful spot for people come all over the world to visit. But it's a destination spot where people just love to come and hang out. And even in that short little brief tour, you could see their displays are fantastic. So they really show people what this plant may look like in your home, to give them a way of seeing and envisioning how this plant could fit in their home as well. So, but Seeds is a fantastic spot. And typically on our store tours, we don't have the opportunity to go to some smaller stores. So we did want to include a couple small stores on this virtual tour. When you have about 150 people on buses, it's hard to get them into small stores. So, yeah. So guys on our panel, any comments or questions about Seeds?
I loved it. As I was saying in my comment, I want to live there.
I know. It's so inviting, and it's
like a house, a real house. And I can see not so many plants in my house, but a few of them. And it's and they also have something else like the ceramics, and it's also about the interior style, not just plants. It seems a cool place to hang out in. So really cool for my part.
Yeah. And they were in a different location. Now they're right on the main street of the downtown area, and they added that bar, which has really helped. So anyway, I don't know if I'm frozen again or what. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw a couple of questions. I'm not sure if you want to answer them now or later, but I saw a question. It was about selling alcohol inside the store. If they needed permits, or I'm not sure if you want to answer that now, if you know the answer, because maybe it's something.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm wondering what the legal or permitting process have to navigate to be able to sell alcohol in the store. So that's going to come down. That I know for a fact that every state and oftentimes in each state, every county has their own rule on that. I know at Seeds, as long as you buy it there and consume it there, it's fine.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of stores have been, a lot of garden centers that I've toured and seen have been adding bars and coffee shops. And it just adds an element where people are welcome to come in and sit down and have a drink, meet with friends. And of course, it's a great way for a loyal customer to introduce their friends to your garden center store. So I think it's been a great idea.
Yeah, we get a lot of people where one spouse or the other isn't as interested in the plants. And so somebody is just kind of milling around, just like, when are we going to be done? So having alcohol there for them to partake in might actually be a good thing.
It's not a bad idea. Yes. Yeah. And it's always funny on whenever we do the big store tours. It's always the store hosts that serve our guests some alcohol that ends up being one of the favorite stores. So.
Yeah,
Well,
it's also
anyway,
part of being together and doing something together. It's connection and everything. So.
Well, wonderful. Well, that was our first store stop on this virtual tour, and that store was called Seeds here in Florida. And so now we are going to venture over to Italy, where Elisabetta is introducing to us another.
Hello everyone, I'm Elisabetta from the Garden Center show, and today I'm going to show you Viridea, a beautiful garden center situated in outskirts of Vicenza, a small city not far from Venice in northern Italy. Viridea is a small chain with 7 garden centers all located in northern Italy area. This one is located in Vicenza. Viridea was born in 1997 from a very simple intuition. There is more and more desire for nature. And here is outside with pond, here you can see the signage and the parking, which is pretty big. It's very close to a mall. Here it's where we go in. Right when you come in, the first thing you see is plants and flowers for the interior of the house. This is because it's the highlight of Viridea. More pots and furnishing. Beauty and the Beast vibes here. Do you know what the marimos are? They are algae which grow up only in 2 places in the world. One is in Japan and the other one is in Iceland. And they grow like just a millimeter each year. They don't need any kind of food. They only need water, and you can just keep it in your house. You just need to change the water every once a month, or once every 2 weeks, and keep them during the summer in the fridge because they need a fresh temperature. And here the exterior plants. So here we are already on the outside of the garden center, and we can see lots of plants. So what do we have here? Pots, and more pots. The garden furnishing is also another highlight of Iridia. I'm sure liking this tour. Vegetables. And more furnishing for the exterior. Hello there. He seems pretty peaceful. Toys for our animal friends and everything else you might need. Let's get back to the beginning. I cannot say I'm a green thumb, but in here, even if you don't own plants or you don't like gardening, you can find so much to buy, so much. I wonder if Heath is going to join us at this point. Like I was saying, if you have any questions, okay, I see a question here. Well, the full floral, I would need to check with them. Yeah, I'm not sure because they said their big highlight is actually indoor plants and the furnishing. So I'm not sure, but for the square meters, I can easily answer you. And they are 50,000 square meter, and it's 6,800 square meter for the interior. So the rest is just outside. I needed to check on the website because I don't know that by heart. I'm sorry, but I don't know that garden center so much. Even if it's very popular around here, it's in the outskirts of the city and it's very, very popular. Many people go there just for example, at Christmas, for looking at decoration. It's not just to buy plants. It's a place to just spend an afternoon. You can buy so much stuff, even puzzles, or even if you're not a green thumb, like I was saying, you can find anything, and it's really well furnished. And another question is the most popular category, as I was saying, it's the interior plants and the furnishing. And yeah, for Christmas, it's very popular. Like, for example, my cousin, she brings her two kids over there just to look at the decorations. And you see that there were like the fairies and all that part with the stones. And I remember that when I was a kid, like it was not kindergarten, it was like middle school, no, elementary school, actually, where like, yeah, we were younger, and our teacher used to bring us to these garden centers to see not just the plants but the overall feeling of there were plants, but it also was kind of a magic feeling with the fairies and the dwarfs. And it was very nice. It was like a classroom event. So I'm not sure if this is something you do in the US, actually, or in Canada for you, Jason. But yeah, I remember. I just remembered this because some time has passed. So I don't see Heath anymore. But do you have any comments, Michael or Jason?
I just really enjoyed that they had so much of a variety of thing that kind of goes along. I'm big into pets and I'm big into like the outdoor plants. And to see that I can go there and have options, I wonder if they had options of like safe plants for certain pets too. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
it's a unique mix that I enjoyed seeing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it would be interesting. Maybe I could collect all the questions and ask them in via email, and so I will have all the questions for all the answers. And if we don't have any more questions, we can maybe move on to the next video. Just I see just a couple of questions for the percentage of lab goods and non-lab goods. This is something that we would need to check with the garden center. Those are very particular questions, so we will need to check with them, and the average number of visits as well. I don't have those numbers right now. And the jewelry, no, in Verida they don't sell clothing. It's just jewelry, like not precious stones, like mineral stones. This kind of stuff that has to do with they talk a lot about the nature world, so the plant world, the animal world, and the mineral world. So that's why I think they also included all these mineral stones and this kind of stones, so not non-precious ones. I mean,
So if I may, there were
yep.
three things that really stood out to me on that one. One, I really loved the green space between the parking lot and the front of the building. So you'll see on ours, we just have asphalt parking lot that goes right up to the front of the building, and it's not very good curb appeal. We've got a green space out beyond the parking lot, but I really loved having that green space just right in the middle. So as soon as you walk up to the front, you're already immersed in beautiful gardens and ponds. The next thing I really loved, it was very, very clean. Everything was really easy to navigate, clean, distinct areas. That was incredible. And then I just loved the diversity of everything there, all the different categories, something for everyone, like you were saying. So that was really cool.
Yeah, it's very nice. It's very convenient because you are right from like the highway or from the city center. You can see it like right from the road. So it's very easy to access as well. Big parking. So I think that's why it's one of the most popular garden centers. It's also very easy to access, and there's everything there. So you can find lots of brands and you know plans for anything you might want. Yeah, the signage through it, it was very, it's very easy to navigate. It's true. So if we don't have anything else to add, let's go to the next video. Now this one is, okay.
Hi plant friends! We're here at Gold Leaf Botanicals, located 189 Park Street, Waterloo, Ontario, Canada. And we're going to do the tour for the Garden Center show today. Come on in. There are tons of unique and interesting things in this shop, but a few of them that I'll show you today are, start with this guy. So this is a Scindapsus platinum. It's a beautiful kind of silvery foliage, very exotic, native to places like Indonesia, Philippines, Thailand. Oddly enough, we are actually the authority in the world for this. So if you Google this plant, we're the first person to come up. Another one that I'll show you here is a Epipremnum Champs-Élysées. So it kind of looks like a neon pothos, but it's actually cultivated by the Truno family in Japan. So it's a very interesting kind of unique variety of pothos. They do several different types, but they don't typically wholesale. So at some point, this plant has been taken from Japan and then cultivated and brought here to North America. Another one that people shouldn't miss is your quintessential Thai constellation, Monstera. It's a very highly sought after plant. Everybody loves the variegation and the fenestration of the leaves as they grow. Another one here from the Truno family. This is your Epipremnum Shangri-La, commonly referred to as wilted spinach. So what makes this unique and interesting is as the leaves sprout, they sprout open, and then as the plant matures and hardens off, the leaves twist and kind of curl in on themselves, giving it this almost kind of wilted spinach look. And then the last one that I'll show you, this guy here is one that we grew in-house. This is an Epipremnum pinnatum albo, and he was actually taken from this guy over here. So this is the potential. If you get your pothos to climb rather than trail, the higher it climbs, the larger the leaves get.
I'm Brian.
I'm Mike.
We come from a nursing background. I was a PSW for 20 years. Mike was one for 8. The inspiration for the shop originally started because I got into plants due to my mental health. But I was consuming 15, 20 a week from box stores because that's what's available in communities. And everything kept dying. Like, what? I bought a rubber plant like
12 times.
12 times, and it kept dropping its leaves because I kept watering it. And so education was big on my docket to teach people. And I have a good friend who said to me, would you buy a dog from the place you're buying plants? And I was like, no. So then we went down this journey. We started it out of our house. And then we ended up doing a sale for Adansoni's, and it just took off, and then it gave us enough to open this. And when we first opened it, I didn't think, we're now into our 3rd year. When we first opened it and what it's doing now, I didn't expect it to do that.
We figured we would just sell plants and that would be it. But it's really turned into more of a community space, or like a safe place for everybody, all walks of life, all backgrounds. It really shows that like the love of plants is universal.
And plants are for everybody.
What really sets us apart from other plant shops in the area is our focus on education and that customer service aspect. We try to make sure that every customer who comes in leaves with the knowledge and the confidence that they're going to be able to care for whatever plant that they get, that they know some information about it, where it comes from, what kind of conditions it works in, and just basically leave with confidence knowing that you're in good hands. If you have any questions, we're always here to answer questions and give tips and advice.
And for me, it's a different shopping experience. Like when people come in, you're not left alone. I want to take you around the store and educate you and teach things and show you things. Like that is a different shopping experience from your Walmarts or your Lowe's or your generic garden centers, where they've got so much to do. You ask somebody and they're like, sorry, it's over there, or go here or go there. Like it's not, we tend to forget that customer service and a business, I've recognized that people give me their money to live. So what sets us apart is we're going to be special. We're going to give you something. Like it's inspiring. We like to inspire people.
I think what we do best is the education aspect, and offering the variety that we bring in. It's ever changing. There's always new things added. But I think,
and don't forget
well
to add
over
quality.
500 and quality for sure.
And also our vast collection, right? There's always something, and also the way the store is designed or put together, there's nooks and crannies, so it makes you really look, and it sort of, again, inspires when you come in.
I think our customers are loyal to us because of the experience that they have when they shop with us. That interaction, that kind of friendly, approachable, kind of down to earth, kind of.
We treat them like human beings. We don't treat them as a transactional thing. We want, again, people to succeed in plants and understand how to love them, which is not found in most places. One thing we do like to support is local. So our macrame is done by a mother of 3. Our crochet is done by a mother of 2. Our fertilizer is a local guy out of Guelph. Our signs are done from a mother of 3 in Cambridge, and she uses recycled tobacco crate. We grow 20% now. When we first started, it was 10%. We're trying to work ourselves up to at least 60 to 70% sustainability. It will never be 100%. It's really hard. We try to support local moms. We want people to understand that to make a better world, to make a better place, you need to support those other people. And what's nice is that we have this platform to support them. Like, she makes these beautiful keychains, right? This is like a mom of 3 who has time to do this. It's beautiful. So we want them to be able to succeed at business as well. You know what I mean? It's not a box store. We're not a Walmart. We are an independent store that wants to see our community succeed, and we want to make the world a better place. We want to educate ourselves as well. Not every, that's the thing, like education is the key. What's best practice today is not best practice tomorrow. And we need to be a little bit more understanding that not everyone views the world the same way as we do. And it's those different perspectives that I think will blend together and make a good community.
Yeah, so that was Gold Leaf Botanical here in Kitchener-Waterloo.
Yeah, as I was writing, I love this culture and philosophy of, supporting local businesses. It's just so important, and it makes a difference. It really does.
And they truly care about their community. While I was doing the tour with them, I mean, people on the street would just stop and wave, honk their horns, even if they weren't coming inside, because they are so inviting, so welcoming to the community. And while I was there, I got to see them interact with a few customers while I was doing the virtual tour. And they're very big on educating their customers on how to deal with the plants, how to maintain and take care for long-term and short-term. And the customers that they made seem so grateful to be given that extra bit of information that they could then take home and know that they can succeed with their plants.
That really makes a difference. I was reading also for the new generations, like the Gen Z, what makes, they can buy everything online. It's not like it used to be. But the real difference in, the real stores is the experience you have in there. So that's really precious to see. And you can see it from their eyes, how passionate they are. It was really heartwarming.
And now they do have an online store as well at goldleafbotanical.ca. So it is possible to order from them online. But
for the lady who wants a keychain.
Yeah,
Maybe
exactly.
we can drop the website in the chat. So it's botanicals, right?
Yep. goldleafbotanicals.ca.
Wonderful. Well, hey, I've been listening, and I think I'm back.
All right. Welcome back.
And Jason, a gold leaf is super inspiring, and education is so important, and it gives us a point of contact with our customers to build that relationship. And you could just tell that Gold Leaf really cares about not just their products, but all of their customers. So fantastic. Thank you. And I think Andrea made a comment too in the chat, like on these store tours, it's very rare. It's very rare for us to be able to do a store tour on a startup. So that's fantastic, man. So thank you so much for sharing that with us.
You're welcome.
Okay. Well, last but not least, we are headed to Texas. All right.
Hello, my name is Michael Fiore, and I am the 4th generation of Smith's Garden Town here in Wichita Falls, Texas. Now, before we go inside and start looking around, I wanted to tell you what I think makes us unique here at Smith's Garden Town. First of all, I think it is the size of our facility. We are sitting on 26 acres here, and we are a grow facility and retailer all in one. We've got a huge green space out front with ponds and landscaped areas, and we have a full service stone yard and a concrete plant. So we've got a lot to offer here. Let's go take a look around. Smith's Garden Town was started way back in 1949 in my great-grandfather's backyard. We then had a couple of different locations throughout the years, and in the 70s, this was our growing farm that was separate from our retail facility. But back in 2000, we decided to move the retail facility out here too, and that's why our sign says Smith's Farms out here. Now, when you walk into the store, you're gonna see decorative items on either side of you. We want that to catch your eye right as you walk in. And then you've got a bit of a crossroads as you reach the registers. So if you head this direction to the right, you're going to be going into our tropical greenhouse with our houseplants. To the left is gonna be trees and shrubs. And if you continue going straight, you're gonna run right into our annuals and perennials in our bedding greenhouses. Now, I want to show you our registers because we redesigned this area a couple of years ago to make it easier. We actually made this cut through so that the cashiers can just step right through, scan everything, and ring up the transactions without having to walk all the way around the counter area. We also included in this setup a stairway where the cats can go up top, and they'll actually walk across this bridge up here above the registers, which is always fun for everyone as they're in here in the store. And then also what we did is we put merchandise everywhere. So we'll oftentimes see that people are coming in, and as they're ringing up, they'll be grabbing gloves, their kids will see something that they like, and it just helps us to do those add-on sales. Here's another change that we've made in the past couple of years. We used to have our chemical section right up next to the front door. So when people would walk in, it was the first thing they would see and smell as they walked through the doors. And that's not something that we wanted to project as the first impression when you walked into the store. And we actually got this idea whenever we went to Cultivate a couple of years ago, and we saw that most of these other garden centers, they actually had beautiful and inspiring things as you walk into the door, and that's really what we're about. And while we can't get rid of this section completely, we can move it farther away where that it's not the first thing you see when you come through the doors. Another thing that we really like is we have our different potting soils up above this door near the register with our prices on there. So that way when people ask about potting soil, we can easily just tell them to turn around and look at these different prices, and they can pick which one they need, and we'll help them load up, of course. Here's something else that's pretty unique about our store. We actually have a store within a store. So we have a Wild Birds Unlimited franchise here taking up part of our showroom. And I'm going to turn this over to Dave, who's our manager of this section, to tell you a little bit more about Wild Birds Unlimited.
Thanks, Michael. So Wild Birds Unlimited helps people who are already spending a lot of time in your backyard. You're doing plants, trees, shrubs, flowers, all of the things that attract birds. We take that a step farther with bird feeders, the poles to hang them on if you don't have a tree branch to hang it from, great bird seed that'll attract a wide variety of birds. We've also got bird baths, especially handy in the summer months. Everything you need to keep moving forward in your backyard to turn it into a sanctuary for yourself and for the birds. We bring people and nature together at Wild Birds Unlimited.
Here's something you don't want to miss when you come to the store. We have our tropical houseplant greenhouse out here, and it's something that you really got to see because right in the middle of it when you walk out the door is our beautiful display pond that houses our huge koi that are always ready to eat some snacks. And this is a favorite for every family that comes in here. Every kid just immediately gets drawn in here. They climb up on here, they're looking at the fish. Now our display pond is right next to our pond plant section and our pond supplies that we sell here in the store. So if you want to come over here and take a look at these beautiful water lilies and other plants that we sell here, we get a lot of business of people with water gardens and koi ponds. And I mean, how would you not want to buy that whenever you see that flower blooming? Here's another thing that people really love. Besides having beautiful tropical plants available year-round here in this section, we also have let some of these plants grow to more mature sizes, like this Ficus benjamina, which is well over 15 feet tall and 20 feet wide and provides us with beautiful shade here in the tropical greenhouse. And this year we actually built new bathroom spaces out here, which was expensive, but it has been super well received because there's no longer a line to go to the bathroom, especially in peak season when we have so many people in here. This has really relieved a lot of people by having this available. Now, here in Texas, once we get past the middle part of June, our season really starts dropping off. So we don't have as much plant material in here as we do during April and May, which are our two biggest months. But this area right here is what we call our flower tunnel. Right now, it's more of a fern tunnel because we've sold out of our big, beautiful hanging baskets and replaced this area with our Boston ferns that we still have in stock. Now, our bedding plant area is set up kind of like a grid. We've got big main aisles where people to travel on, and then we have side aisles to access all of the different plants. And we try to divide it up by a shade-loving section, and then the rest is going to be our sun and heat-loving plants. Back in our growing facility, we actually grow about 90% of all of the annuals, perennials, vegetables, and pot plants that we sell here in the nursery. Here we are in our perennial area, and it is looking extremely nice and full and beautiful because a lot of these plants are really good for our region and they love this hot weather that we're having right now. If you're anything like us, keeping signs on everything is a huge challenge, but we do print them here in-house, and it's something that really allows these plants to kind of sell themselves whenever our associates are tied up helping other customers. And so we try to keep it informative. We like to have prices on things and varieties that will show a description of what that plant is. It's Texas and greenhouses are super hot, so we make sure that we have swamp coolers and fans to make sure that we've got moving air and shade to try and keep our customers and staff a little bit more comfortable. We try to keep shopping carts on hand because a lot of people walk in, they don't grab them off the front of the store, and so it's good to have them available at different parts in the greenhouse. That way, if they feel like they need to buy a little bit more than what they intended, it makes it easier for them to grab more. And as you step out of our annual area, you're going to step into an area that's full of vegetable plants. And then beyond that, you're going to see ground covers and then ornamental grasses towards the other end of the greenhouse. Now we're back in the front near the registers, and we're going to head out into our shrub area, followed by trees. Another fun thing we added this year is one of our talented staff members painted a few of these panels that are interactive, where you can take photo ops as you are walking around the store, such as this one that features our lovely cats and a few plants. Now, right in the center of our shrub yard, we've got this really cool stacked slate urn fountain display that we actually sell this model here in the store, but it also shows people what it would look like when it's all set up and just makes for a nice ambiance out here in the shrub yard. Now, around it, we've got different winding paths that are going to separate the different areas of the shrub yard. And once again, we have separated that into shade-loving shrubs versus our sun-loving ones out here in this area. Another thing worth mentioning is in our annuals, perennials, and ground cover area, basically everything that are smaller pots, we do have fertilizer injectors hooked up, so that way we are fertilizing as we water, so that way they don't run out of food before we can sell them. Now, out here across this gravel road from the shrub yard, we actually built some extra tall greenhouses that have a 15-foot gutter height, and those are going to be for our trees, so we can move them all in the wintertime and have a really nice display area for them still, and it just allows us to have a little bit more room for them to grow. Now, for our larger trees, we're talking 30, 45, 95-gallon trees. We're actually putting those on collars and on steel cables to keep them from blowing over in these brutal North Texas winds. Now, this part right here looks really boring, but to me it's really interesting. So this is our dividing line between retail and growing. So the greenhouses on this side of me are all our retail greenhouses, whereas these are our grower greenhouses. But more importantly than that, this is our rainwater catchment system. So we actually catch rainwater from all of these greenhouses, which then flows down the gutters into this alleyway, which then goes into a collection basin right here, which will pipe all of that rainwater up to our retention ponds out front in the green space in front of our store to keep those ponds full. All right, now let me show you where the magic happens. This is our grow facility. So through here, we're gonna be growing all of those beautiful plants that you saw up front, and then taking them just the 20 feet right across the alleyway to those beautiful retail greenhouses. I'm standing right now in an 18,000 square foot range, which is about to be filled up with our mums. We've recently cleared it out. We're in the process of cleaning and sanitizing before the next crop, but we previously had our geraniums and other spring plants in here, and mums are right around the corner. We have multiple different ways of watering plants in here. We have drip tubes for our hanging baskets, which will hang on these rails, and then we also have drips for each table that are also controlled by separate valves for a little bit more controlled watering. And here we have another 18,000 square feet with moving benches and the last of our spring crop in here that we're going to clear out and make room for our poinsettias, which we grow here. We do about 10,000 poinsettias every year on site. Here at Smith's, we love our grow facility. We love being able to control our own plants and the quality and the timing of everything that we grow. And it certainly keeps us busy because during traditionally slower months of retail is when we're actually really busy here in the back doing production. So in January, when it's miserable outside and no one's up front buying, we're actually planting a lot of plants back here, and it's a very busy and exciting time to grow. Now, about 5 years ago, we actually added a stone yard to our facility, and it is a big one. So we do all palletized stone and bulk materials. So we've got cobblestone, gravel, flagstone, builder stone for houses, chopped stone, sawn edges, and then we have a ton of different bulk options, including mulch, sand, gravel, compost, and a lot more. And what we've found since adding this to our repertoire is that we're more of a one-stop shop for those contractors and landscapers. They were already coming in to buy the plant material from us, but now they're buying stone to do borders, they're building outdoor patios and projects and fountainscapes and ponds, and they're getting everything from us here and being able to fully complete their projects. And if all of that wasn't enough, last year we decided to add a concrete mixer to our store. And this is actually small batch concrete where people can bring their own pickups here, hook onto our mixing trailers, and then we mix the amount and type of concrete that they need, and they can haul it off and take care of their projects. Now this is a pretty cool and sophisticated piece of equipment behind me. And so we have Portland cement in that tall silo, and then you'll see two smaller hoppers that one of them has gravel and the other one has sand. It's all hooked up to electronics and water. We go over to the computer system, tell it how much and what strength of concrete we need, and then it just spits out the correct amount into those really cool trailers that the contractors absolutely love. So now that you've seen all of that, what's next for Smith's Garden Town? Obviously, we're not scared to invest and grow and try new things, so we're actually going to be working on both ends of our property. Starting back here in the back, these are some older greenhouses that we used to use back when we did wholesale growing, and now we're going to have to rehab those and rebuild them in order to get them ready to increase production for our own retail store here. And out in this beautiful green space out in front of the store, I've got some big plans. So we're planning on putting in beautiful interactive garden spaces out here, fruit trees, veggies, cut flowers, display gardens, things that are going to inspire people as they're able to walk through these beautiful pathways and then see what they want to recreate at their own homes. Thank you so much for joining along today and checking out our place. I know I love going to go see places such as yours too, and I can always learn a lot from visiting other garden centers, and I hope you have today. Hello, my name is Michael.
All right.
What a lovely store.
That guy sure likes to talk. Golly.
What's that?
That guy sure likes to talk, doesn't he?
No, nicely done, man. Nicely done. And Jason, and you know, everybody may have some questions for you, but as we kind of gather those questions, Michael, I had a question for you. So at one point in time, you said,
"Oh no,
Mike, keep dropping out."
No, just on the brink of the question.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I still don't really understand what's going on with that. But anyway, Michael, you said about as far as your plant product goes, about 90% of that you guys are growing in-house. Is that correct?
Of the annuals, perennials, and vegetables.
Gotcha.
90%
Gotcha.
grow. So we buy in all of our trees and shrubs and ground covers and tropicals. We buy pretty much all of that in.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, but 90% of the other products, I mean, that's really high. How long has that been happening?
We've always been that way. So we were growers first, and then for many years we did retail and wholesale, and then eventually, as our retail store grew, we couldn't wholesale anymore. It became too much of a hassle, and so we just decided to sell everything at a better margin than the wholesale margin.
Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. Well, great. And I'm excited to see what you're going to do.
Me too, Heath.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, all that green space out front. I'm just excited to see what you guys are going to do with all that.
Yeah, we're going to be working with some site planners and a landscape architect and myself, and just really kind of figuring out. One of the big things that I want is a event space where we can have kind of a classroom space where we can bring in people, workshops and seminars, because we don't really have a dedicated space for that. We just kind of use greenhouse space, and obviously we can't do that year round. So that's something that I'm really excited about in the future, is having a dedicated space to bring the community in and do those things.
So many garden centers, you know, when they add that educational and event space, it changes the game for them. So that's exciting to hear that's in the works. Yeah. Well, Elizabetta, Jason, you guys have any comments or questions?
I'm really impressed with your pond plant, like the fact that you can keep pond plants. Something in Canada, we don't have that. So I was very intrigued when I saw that. I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that
I love it.
your video was very different from ours because that you're an insider, that you're the owner of a garden center, because you showed so many things that I would never think about and that only a garden center owner would show. And only garden center owners would be most interested in seeing very, practical stuff, not just, the, oh, nice plants like I would do actually. And because I'm a normal
Right.
almost buyer of plants. So that was very, very interesting. And I'm looking forward to hearing your speech at the Garden Center show this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And now, Mike, on TikTok, what have you on the social media side of things? What have you guys done at your store?
We actually hired a social media manager in-house. So she's an hourly employee that comes in and clocks in. And so my mom is the current owner. She's working towards retirement. Hopefully soon. I'm just kidding. She's watching right now. So that's why I'm joking. So I told her, this sounds crazy, but I'm going to hire someone and she's just going to be on her phone all the time. That's pretty much opposite to the old school thinking of, no, you can't be on your phone while you're working. Like, no, we're hiring someone that's going to be on their phone all day, every day. And she helps us with video editing is huge because that's a huge time suck. And so if you follow our videos on our TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, all I do is I come with video ideas. I dedicate a little bit of time to recording them, and then she takes it from there. So she does all the tedious work of, editing and putting all the captions together and posting it all around and all of that stuff that I don't have time to do. So that's been the biggest game changer for us, was bringing that position in-house, not using, an outside firm or anything like that.
Right. Wow. Well, very good. Very good. Well, for everybody else, any other comments or things to share?
The only thing I can say is if you happen to be in Canada, truly visit Go Leaf Botanical. Like, they're a very unique bunch of people there, and it's so welcoming. I really enjoyed it.
Well, fantastic. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining this virtual tour. And again, I'm booted out, but I come now. I just know how to come right back in now. Yeah. So, but anyway, thank you everybody for joining us on this tour. I think we wanted to highlight one of the stores that we'll be seeing on the Garden Center tour here in the Milwaukee area on August 7th. And Michael, you might be interested in this store. What the store we're going to highlight is called Ebert's Greenhouse Village. And that could be an inspiration to you for your green space out front, because something Ebert's Greenhouse Village.
Yeah, while you're gone, I definitely want to go on the tour.
taste of one of the store stops that will be on our Garden Center store tour August 7th for the Garden Center show. Elizabetta, Michael, Jason, everybody else who joined us, thank you so much for being a part of our virtual tour. And sorry for some of the technical difficulty, but the nice thing about going to a store tour in person is we don't have any of that because we're all just together in the stores going places. So we hope to see you in Milwaukee August 7th, and of course there for the Garden Center show August 8th, 10th, and 11th. And please go to our website, thegardencentershow.com, for more details and register.
Thank you. Adam.
Anyway.
Drop a website in the chat so you can just register if you're interested in us in August, and there you will find all the information. So we have a 2-day conference, and you will see Michael there, as long as and other speakers will join us. And so join us. It's very simple. If you have any questions, just write to us, and we'll be more than happy to answer you.
Well, fantastic. Well, thank you everybody for joining us and making this virtual tour a great success. Thank you for all the comments. And
thanks for having us.
Well,
and we look forward to seeing you in August. We made it.
Yeah, I see here there's a question if these virtual tours will happen periodically. Well, this was our first one, and we'll see. Right? It may be a good chance to more.
I think we're on to something very cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think so too.
Cool.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much. And we do hope to see you in August at the Garden Center show. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a wonderful day.